Flames Talk is brought to you by Molson, made from Canada. Beaches Quality Drywall, not just our name, it's our commitment. And South Centre Fine Cars, your Calgary Porsche dealership. The Calgary Flames on a 6-game homestand. I hate to say it so early in the season, but if they have any chance or any thoughts of having a respectable year, they have to do something in this homestand.
Well, they didn't last year. They crapped the bed for the whole first half of the season.
I guess.
Call a respectable year, but I understand what you're saying.
Still, the end result was, had they won a couple of those games earlier on, they wouldn't have struggled at the end, and they may have had a better chance of making the playoffs.
Can't disagree with you on that. I just want to see what this team really is.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm down on this team right now for what they've done in the first 4 games of the season, but maybe at home, let's see what it's like when they play a lot of teams in their own division, their own conference. Let's see if they're any good, and then we can make decisions about trading some more core guys.
Yeah. I think it'll be fascinating to see how they fare against the Edmonton Oilers. That's a young, fast team, and everybody says the big knock on the Flames is they're not, they're obviously older, and they're not fast enough to play in today's game, and they don't have that youthful injection that kind of gives you that jump, that urgency that the coach is looking for so much. So that'll be a real interesting game to peg the Stampeders against, because this team right now, the compete level, I think we'd all agree the compete level is not there. It seems to me it's just like they decided to start the regular season and everybody in the dressing room is still thinking it's preseason. That's kind of the effort that they're putting together.
But isn't this the big story here? Why is there, use the urgency word or competitiveness, why are we talking about this with a veteran team that is trying to prove that this management team kept the players together? Glenn Cross, Tanguay, they're all together. I mean, I don't understand that. So instead of just always talking about it like we do year after year, I posed that question to Mike Keenan about 4 years ago. Aren't you a little surprised with a veteran team? Yeah. We're asking this.
Are we overreacting?
No, I think it's Jerome McGinley's team. And when Jerome McGinley, the way he leads a team, I don't know if you're going to be that successful. Now, if he had a lot better players around him, different story. But when you're an average or slightly above average team, does Jerome's personality as a captain lead other players to sort of rally and play with urgency? I don't know. That, to me, is the big question.
Eric, you brought up the Edmonton Oilers. I want to go back to that point in the kid line that they have. Ted Nugent, Nugent Hopkins. Boy, does that kid look good. Interesting to see when they were playing Vancouver on Saturday night, the spark they had, the hat trick, but just not enough gas in the tank, and the old guys hung around and won it. But boy, was that entertaining hockey. They're a fun team to watch.
Great team to watch, and that's what they've been expecting from the Oilers for the last 2 years. Fun to watch, but they're going to lose a whole lot more than they win. They're still not even close to being a legitimate NHL team, and that's probably good for the Edmonton Oilers long term. They got a new rink coming down the road here, it looks like, very soon. Well, in the next 3-4 years. By then you're hoping that this team is a legitimate team to play in the National Hockey League. Not that you have that long of a window to turn it into a winner, but it is so fun to watch. I think one of the better things that have happened, they lost Hemsky now for a couple weeks. And as they always do.
Yeah,
I mean, he's the most fragile player in the National Hockey League.
And Robin Regeer wasn't even playing against him.
Yeah, it wasn't Robin who did it to him this time. But, that was great because that reunited all these 3 kids, let them play together, and to put them on that national stage and for them to react that way, brilliant. How can you not be excited if you're an Edmonton Oilers fan? But you have to know in Edmonton that you're still a year or 2 away from respectability.
It's interesting, though. People would rather watch and believe in the Oilers, even though they're not maybe as good as the Flames. But the Flames are kind of that old Craigley kind of team, but they're all about the same. So is one team better off than the other? I don't know. I think perhaps the Oilers are better off.
I'd rather have the future than the past.
For sure, really, but you don't know if it's the future. That's all I ever couch that argument with. I get that. There's excitement. There's no excitement in Calgary. Not until they make wholesale changes, which maybe they can start doing next year with their cap situation. But the point is, there's at least excitement, there's optimism, they're moving in the right direction. In Calgary, they're stagnant, they're staying still. Nobody's excited, but it is a better team, probably with a better future this year. I think we'd all agree to that.
Is there anybody out there that, they've got a little money that they can go after somebody? Is there anybody that is available out there, or rumors around, that they could go after to help this team.
The Flames or the
Yeah,
Oilers?
the Flames.
Well, there are, hey, the way it's working in the National Hockey League now, teams are locking up their free agents a year before they even become free agents.
What about the Kyle Turris? Have you heard anything about that?
Did you want that attitude, though?
I don't know.
Yeah.
But,
You know,
that there is a skilled guy that's out there.
I'm hearing that the Calgary Flames literally do not have anything that the Phoenix Coyotes are interested in, even if they could work a deal. Now, Don Maloney, the GM of the Phoenix Coyotes, is being steadfast and say, hey, this kid's going to rot on the bench. If he thinks he can just say, I don't want to play here anymore and dictate huge terms of his contract, we're not going to cave in. But eventually, you got to think that eventually he's just going to say, look, it's still an asset, and I got to get something for that asset, cut him loose. But the Flames sure would like him. They need a centerman, and a young centerman. I mean, that fills two voids that they have. However, the contract demands are unreasonable. He's not that good right now. He's not the answer, and he's not being moved at all. And the Flames don't have what it takes to get him.
I just hope nobody calls Tuesday's game this week the Battle of Alberta. It's not a battle. It's a bit of a skirmish.
Tired of going to redneck barbecues? Well, you better call Rocky Mountain Barbecue. Alberta barbecue cuisine at its best. Great tasting food, clean and efficient service. Check us out online or call Rocky Mountain Barbecue.